Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all will be fine. This is me Saqib Ali Shah, and today we will revise the basic definition of chapter number 7 of your accounting book. And I hope this revision will help you in attempting the section B of your paper. Dear students, let's first understand the meaning of subsidiary book. We all know that under double entry system, the transactions are first of all recorded in the journal and thereafter posted to the ledger. And we already know that the ledger is the main book of account. The book which gives the additional help to the main book is called the subsidiary book. So we can say that the journal is a subsidiary book and the ledger is the main book of account. Why? Because we know that the ledger we always prepare with the help of journal, and I am saying that the book which gives the additional help to the main book means ledger is called the subsidiary book. Dear students, in the small business concern, only one journal and one ledger is enough to fulfill the purpose because the number of transactions are less. But when we have a large business concern and we have a large number of transactions, then it is quite impossible to record all the transactions in one journal and one ledger. So the journal should be subdivided into separate books, and these separate books should be used for each type of transaction. These books are known as special journal. Dear student, here there is a question that why should we use the special journal, or what are the advantages of special journal? Students, let's suppose we have a large number of transactions and we are recording all the transactions in a single book. Then obviously the book will be very large and bulky. But by the use of special journals, the book cannot be bulky. And the second is, if one bookkeeper is asked to record all the transactions, then the possibility of errors and mistake will be great. But by using the special journal, the accounting work we can divide among the large number of employees, and each employee will be held responsible for his own mistake. And the third is, if all the transactions are recorded in one book, then it will be very difficult to trace out a particular transaction in the future. Dear students, once again I am saying that by special journal I mean a journal in which transactions related to a certain special group are recorded. And the special journals are also called special books, and we have different kinds of special books like cash book, purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, sales return book, bills receivable books, and bills payable book. Now we will see all these kinds of book one by one in the next slides. The first is cash book. Dear students, it is a book in which we record only the cash transactions. And here it is also important to know that the cash book is a book which serves the purpose of both the journal and ledger. That's why it is also called the subsidiary journal and ledger. Now if we talk about the types of cash book, then we have four types of cash book: single column cash book, double column cash book, triple column cash book, and petty cash book. The next is purchase book. The purchase book is also called purchase journal. As we all know that all the cash purchases are recorded in the cash book, while the credit purchases we cannot record in the cash book. So a book in which only all the credit purchases of goods are recorded is called purchase book. The format of the purchase book is in front of you. We have different columns like date, particular, invoice number, L.F, amount, and total amount. The next is sales book. Just like the purchase book, a sales book is a book in which only all the credit sales of goods are recorded is called sales book. And sales book is also called sales journal. And the format of sales book is again similar to purchase book. The next two books are purchase return book and sales return book. But before moving to the purchase and sales return book, here it is necessary to know about debit note and credit note. Dear students, in case of purchase return and sales return, adjustment is required in the amount of payable and amount receivable. So these adjustments are made through debit note and credit note. Dear students, if the goods bought on credit return to the seller for any solid reason, then the buyer debit the seller account and inform the seller through a note. This note is called the debit note. But on the other hand, if the goods sold on credit are returned by the buyer, then the seller credit the buyer account and inform the buyer through a note. This note is called the credit note. Now we have purchase return book. The purchase return book is also called purchase return journal. Dear students, the goods which we have bought on credit, if we return those goods to the supplier for some solid reason, then that information we will record in the purchase return book. The format of the purchase return book is in front of you. We have 6 columns: date, particular, debit note, L.F, detail and amount. Now the sales return book. Just like the purchase return book, the sales return book is also called the sales return journal. Dear students, again the goods which we have sold on credit basis, if it is returned by the customer to us for some solid reason, then we will record that information in the sales return book. And again, the format of the sales return book is similar to purchase return book. Again, we have 6 columns. The one is for date, then particular, then credit note number, L.F, detail and amount. Now the last 2 books are bills receivable book and bills payable book. The first is bills receivable books. Dear students, sometimes debtors pay by means of accepting a bill of exchange instead of cash, and all the bills which we receive from the debtors are recorded in this book. The format of the bills receivable book is in front of you. Please have a look. Just like bills receivable book, now we have bills payable book. Dear students, sometimes the creditors are paid by means of accepting the bills drawn by them instead of paying them in the form of cash, and so all the bills given to the creditor are recorded in this book. And the format of the bills payable book is again just like bills receivable book. We have different columns. Just have a look. Now this is the end of the video, and I hope this video will help you to understand the special journals. Thank you very much.